Hi guys, EBPMAN with ads from me, and today we're going to do an unboxing followed by a review of the Fitbit Force from Fitbit. Alright, so let's go ahead and open the case for the Fitbit. It's actually just a plastic container or plastic cover right here. A little challenging there, but here it is right here. I'll go ahead and open the cover so we can see what's inside. So this is the large version of the Fitbit. Comes in two sizes, and based on the wrist fit that I downloaded from the website, this would be the one that would best fit me. So this is the actual Fitbit. We'll go ahead and look at the hardware a little bit later. We'll go ahead and look and see what's in the box. Don't know if there's anything in here. Maybe there's something on the bottom. There's a little tab here. We'll see. Anything in there? Should be some cables, I'd hope. It's a little challenging. Okay. Get to open up this way. And here in this box we have a little setup guide, as you can see right there. We actually have a USB cable. But actually a proprietary charging USB cable. You'll notice that while it has a standard USB cable here, it has a proprietary connector, and that proprietary connector connects to your Fitbit. You also have a USB dongle, and this is for updating the Fitbit. And let's see what else, if there's anything else inside. Nope. So doesn't look like there's really much to the Fitbit. As you saw there, all we had is the actual device itself, which is your Fitbit. You have your instruction guide. You have the USB cable, the proprietary USB cable that's used to charge your Fitbit. The USB dongle that's used for information syncing. And that's probably one of the simplest reviews we've done. There's nothing else in the case. If you have any comments or questions, leave them on the YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll do an in-depth review later on. So let's talk a little bit about the actual Fitbit device itself. As we saw in the unboxing, what you do is you get the actual Fitbit tracker, the Force device, what you see right here. You do get that wireless sync dongle that you can connect to your computer, and as we discussed, you had this proprietary USB cable. The Fitbit Force works with both Android and iOS devices, which is great. Sony has a product that we'll compare in a subsequent video that really doesn't support Android, the Android market. So this is a thumbs up for Fitbit for having an Android solution that accommodates both iOS as well as Android. It's available in two sizes, a small and a large, and there is a sizing guide available on Fitbit's website. So before you order one, make sure that you have the right size. This happens to be a large size. It's available in two colors. I have the black, but there's also one that's called slate. It's not gray, because when you think about slate, you think about slate gray, but it's actually more of like a blue color. It does have a display that we're going to be going through, and the display will cycle. It will show you your steps. It will show you your time. If you climb upstairs, for example, it's going to tell you how many floors you climbed. It has the ability to show alarms, distance, the time during the day, or how much time, or in the form of minutes, that you are actually active, and then also it's going to show you your calories burned. It does, as I mentioned, come with an app that is supported on virtually all Android devices. It is also, as I mentioned, not only Android devices, but it does support the tablets. It does also support your iPhones, the new iPhone, the 4S, the 5, the 5S, 5C, as well as the new iPad Air, the iPad Mini, and the third and fourth generation iPad. From a memory perspective, this device can keep up to 30 days of of activity. It is recommended that you sync regularly, but again, it could maintain on it around 30 days. The other thing to note is that the battery life, which is pretty decent as you compare it to some of the other devices out there that are activity trackers, the battery life is around 7 to 10 days. So you're looking around that time frame. It's obviously going to be something that you need to look at based on your activity. It could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more. So it'll be something that as we use this device, we'll see how that works. It does have support for Bluetooth 4.0, and it it will support wireless syncing because of that. A couple other things to note about it is that one of the things I always get questions about any type of sports devices is the device waterproof. I have here my Samsung Galaxy Gear that we showed in some reviews, and the question also was it waterproof? Well, this is a Fitbit Force review, so the Fitbit Force is not submergible, meaning that you should not put it underwater, more than a meter of water. The Fitbit company says that it can deal with humidity. It is splash proof. It is water resistant, not waterproof. So that means that you can run and don't worry about getting caught in the rain. Don't worry about it getting splashed, and don't worry about getting sweat on it. But I would really be hesitant on probably taking a shower with it or taking a bath, since they do say that it shouldn't be more than 1 meter underwater. So what we'll do is look at the startup, and we'll look at the configuration and some of the aspects of the device itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Fitbit really quick. It's made out of a soft plastic, or rubber, I'm sorry, soft rubber. And you notice that it has all these notches that are used for fitting the Fitbit. And it has these grooves here that are used to, once you size it, to snap in to provide a very comfortable feeling and locking it in place. On the side here you have your mode, also your power on and power off button. So you can change your display and you can power on and power off the device. On the back here you have the actual charging port. Remember I said it was a proprietary charger. So here you see where that charger is, and then or the connection. So all you do is you put this in here. It doesn't feel magnetic, so we'll try and see if it. Sorry for that extreme close-up of my hand. That it goes in like some of the Mac products that you've seen that have like a magnetic lock. It kind of slides in like this, and then once it slides in, you get a sense of a clicking that when it goes in, but really that's about it. So again, it's not magnetic. You don't get a lock. There's some other devices that I have. If you think about the Mac, when you are going to put the charger, it kind of goes. It snaps in. This one doesn't do that at all. So we'll be charging it in a couple of seconds and turning it on. And what I will say is that one of the things about this Fitbit Force is that it does track your sleep activity, and I have to say that the weight of the actual Fitbit is pretty light, and it probably doesn't feel too bothersome to wear at night. I'm going to definitely try it tonight as I evaluate the unit. It is very light, so I don't think, and actually because of the way this band fits, it seems like it won't bother me when I have it on tonight. So that was just a quick overview of the actual Fitbit Force. Just obviously this is the screen, very small screen. You can see that it's really not big at all. And what we'll do is we'll start it up and look at some of the modes and how we set it up. So before being able to use the Fitbit, one of the things I discovered is that you first have to install the software in order to get the Fitbit to function. So what I've done is I've gone to the Fitbit website and I have downloaded the software, and now what I'm going to do is install it. So now as you can see, I'm installing the Fitbit software on the computer, as you can see, and once it's installed we'll go ahead and go through the setup process. Once you've installed the software, you have a couple of choices. You can actually set up a new device or sync now, or you can do check for a device update. I have not done anything yet, so what I'm going to do is notice how it's telling me to connect the USB dongle. I'm going to connect it, and then we're going to go through the sync process. So now that I have my dongle connected, all I have to do is choose new Fitbit so I can create my account. Now you do have the choice to either sign in with your Facebook account or your Google Plus account, but if you're not comfortable with that stuff, you can always create your own unique account. So pretty basic stuff here. Just fill in the name, put in your birth date, your height, your weight, and also your time zone and your gender. So we'll go ahead and complete this and then move to the next step. So once you've already inputted your personal information, now what you do is you select the device that you're establishing, and I'm establishing a Fitbit Force. The video then, or the walkthrough, actually then shows you, what you should expect should be in the box, just to make sure you have that stuff before you continue. So it looks like the next step is to actually press and hold the power button for a couple seconds, and if nothing happens, that you have to put the device in the charger. I've pressed and held the power button more than a couple seconds and nothing's happened. So obviously I'll have to put my device to charge.
Okay guys, so I'm back. I had to put the Fitbit to charge. This unit did not come fully charged, and so it's not being recognized on the screen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the power button on the Fitbit so that the screen will start up. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to obviously try it again. It's searching for the Fitbit Force, and we'll see what happens. The Fitbit is going to display a number which is being requested to be keyed into the screen. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, now that we've keyed the actual digits that appeared on the screen of the Fitbit to the screen, we'll go ahead and hit next. Now you see that it's once again connecting to Fitbit. So now that it's found the Fitbit, notice that it will sync as long as it's within 20 feet of the PC. So now we'll go ahead and hit next. Here it's giving us some information on how to size the wristband. And now what we can do is actually establish, by pressing the button, we'll go through that in a couple seconds, we'll be able to see all these activities that we see here. To start, as you can see here on the screen, it's telling us that our Fitbit goal is going to be 10,000 steps. This is pretty common. I've seen this in other applications, either on the Nike Fuel Band or even on the Samsung Galaxy Gear, that you get like a 10,000 step goal. Okay, so now that we've completed the setup, you'll notice here that you can put the Fitbit on your right or left hand, but it's asking you to put it in your most dominant hand. In other words, the one that you use to write or the one that you use to eat. So in my case, I'm a right-handed person, so I'd put it on my right hand, which is a little bit different because you'd want to put it maybe on your left hand if you're going to use it as a watch, but it's asking for it to be put on the hand that you use the most. You can also then set up, obviously it's giving us a tutorial of different things that you can set up and things that you can turn on and off. So there's everything is through toggle. So we'll continue to go through this and see what else. One aspect that I'm looking forward to is the tracking the sleep. So what you do is, as you can see here, is you press and hold the button until the stopwatch appears to start recording sleep. And when you wake up, you do the same thing. So you tell it when you're asleep so you can see what your sleep log is. Alright, so let's look at the dashboard. I'm going to, since this is my first day with the Fitbit, there's not going to be a lot of activity here. I don't even know why it's showing that I have any steps here since I've never logged into the product before. And this is just picking up the steps that I took between charging it from my bedroom to my home office. And but you'll notice that it's very interactive. It's actually a very good looking dashboard when you look at some of the activities that it will carry, and it also gives you a nice legend of what's going on here. And there's obviously some configuration options here. You see the number of steps that you've taken. Here the distance in miles that you've covered, calories that you've burnt, the minutes that you've been active, stairs that you've climbed, and then any badges. One of the things that we'll see later on is that there is some software available for the Android device that we'll look at, as well as you can, with Endomodo and Runtastic, as well as other programs, are creating interfaces so that you can actually use the Fitbit in conjunction with those devices. So that's the end of this review. I know this is a very long review, but at least it gives you a sense of the setup process, the sizing process, and the unboxing process, and what you find included with your Fitbit. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them on the YouTube channel, and also please hit subscribe and recommend this channel.